Hi everyone, welcome to the Pit Stop. I'm your host, Raja, and today I'm joined by the very exciting, the very beautiful Gia Gunn.
Hi everyone, how are you, girl?
Never do I feel more butch than when I'm hanging out with you, in other words.
Well, never have I felt so not Asian today. I love your ensemble
We're in
board.
theme, we're in theme.
We're there.
We're the Orient Express, darling.
Correct. Asian fusion.
Let's dig right into this episode. So last week, Dusty Ray Bottoms went home. Sad face.
She did.
Yes, she did. Monet Exchange brought up a point, and she says that it's a wake-up call.
Sure.
Because what you do back home doesn't matter. It's really how you excel in the competition that matters. Do you have any thoughts on that?
If you don't go in there with a calculated, regiment or agenda,
Yeah.
it's really easy to kind of get lost. But I do believe in being humble, staying true to yourself, and just being natural.
You've been to New York City.
I have.
You spent some time there.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, they do produce some of the best drag queens in the world, I would say, right now. Are you shocked that there's 2 of them gone out of the 5?
At the end of the day, regardless whether you're from New York, Japan, or, London, fierce is fierce. And if you don't make the cut, you don't make the cut.
Or Chile.
Or Chile, exactly.
Let's talk about Asia. She kind of put herself in a situation where she was helping a lot of the other girls, and then we start seeing her feeling a little bit like she's being taken for granted.
Asia needs to start focusing more on herself and her own aesthetic and her own responsibilities to get her through the competition and not be looking for that validity from other participants.
Yeah, it's like when you're on an airplane and when, like they say, when the masks come down, that you should put it on yourself first before your baby.
Miss Asia, put that oxygen mask on, gal.
Because the plane's about to go down.
Okay.
So let's talk about the mini challenge. This mini challenge was themed around the military, soldier theme, warfare, America.
Very that.
Who was your favorites?
So I really liked Mayhem Miller's look. I thought for the small amount of time that they had to get ready, she really looked complete, cohesive, and she looked good. And I also liked Eureka's look as well. I thought she looked great. She always looks great. And, she's representing for the big gals, and I think that's really awesome.
Yes. My 2 favorites had to have been also Mayhem.
Yes.
And the other one was Cameron.
Oh,
You know why? Because it's a military thing, and she, used her muscles as part of her, little, fun time.
There you go.
Push-ups. She did push-ups with the slap.
Who was the worst for you?
Oh, the worst for me had
Let's
to
say
have
it on
been
3.
Blair
St. Clair.
Yeah.
The camo print. But it just didn't really scream military to me as much. And I just think she's kind of fading in the competition a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so in the mini challenge, Vixen wins.
Ooh.
A victory for Vixen.
Thank God Chicago's taking it home.
So Vixen wins the mini challenge, which allows her to choose the pairing for the maxi challenge, which is the Bossy Rossy show. She says that she wasn't trying to sabotage anyone, but she did mention Aquaria and Eureka, which are the 2 people that she's having the most hard time with.
It seems like she kind of has things figured out a little bit.
I think so.
And she is literally there to make the best TV possible.
Yep.
And hey, RuPaul's Drag Race loves drama, so bring it on.
I love it when the gal gets going. Okay, so the challenge is really improvisational, and they had to come up with their characters. Each group was all themed. What is the key to winning a challenge like this that involves spontaneity, creativity?
So I definitely think being funny, and I also think being quick, witty, and just on your toes, and creating a persona, like when you're on the spot.
Who was the best for you?
Surprisingly enough, Eureka and Aquaria, they turned it out for me.
Absolutely.
They were so funny. I would have never thought that they had beef. I saw the professionalism really come out in them. Eureka entering literally with her natural body just hanging out. I think to see her walk out, really empowering that and owning it was definitely part of the whole shtick and why it worked. And they really took it there.
Sometimes you just gotta bear it all and just walk around in a diaper.
So for me, they were the best. The worst I would definitely have to say was probably, I don't know, they were all kind of bad to me. They were all just kind of bad.
I felt like Cameron and Monet's performance was a missed opportunity because smelling tux, you could go really, really crazy with that. As soon as we're done, I'm smelling my own. And I would like to smell yours. We are seeing an intense, saturated amount of drama on a big old drama sponge coming from Miss Eureka and Miss Vixen. And Mayhem decides to be peacemaker.
You know, someone has to really knock some sense into you and bring clarity to these situations when we can't. In that moment, Eureka and Vixen realized, like, oh, damn, we're kind of being, like, A, not the most professional, and B, kind of, like, kiddish. So maybe they felt a little embarrassed, you know?
Maybe. You know, we see the two of them, Eureka and Vixen, coming together and finally coming to an agreement, you know. But I thought the no hugging thing was a little shady.
For some girls, being shady, being negative, being, you know, all that is a comfortable place because that makes us feel strong.
Yeah.
When realistically, deep down inside, we're shaking in our boots, girl.
This tender moment that we see, is it gonna soften her up?
I definitely think she's probably going to have some moment of clarity that is much needed for her just to realize, baby, I better simmer down a little bit or else it might have me wind up in the bottom.
Baby, 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 baby. There's nothing I love more than the runway. You know I love this. And this week was all about denim. There's nothing I love more than denim. My expectations out of a denim challenge were quite high, and I have my favorites, but I want to hear yours first.
I really liked Vixen's. And the fact that it was chaps into a gown with the little leotard underneath.
Loved it.
So heavily stoned. She was shining from head to toe, and her body looked great. And I just really liked how that mermaid bottom kind of billowed out, like so beautifully. My least favorite, I'm sorry to say it, but Eureka's. She kind of let me down this week. But definitely for me, Monique's was the weaker one. It just kind of looked thrown together and not very together as well as the other girls. And Eureka's was just okay for me.
Yeah, my personal favorite, and I could actually see myself wearing this to Trader Joe's, is Miss Asia's shredded case.
She was my other favorite.
I would have combined Miss Asia's jacket with Aquaria's hat, and that would have been the look for the day.
Who did you not like?
Blair Sinclair. I was like, this whole episode has been really about her just kind of like blending into the background.
Yeah.
And I thought that she might have been, because she's so pretty and cute, that she might surprise me with some powerhouse moves. But I don't know, I just didn't really love it.
She didn't take it to the runway.
No, she did not take it to the runway.
She took it to the Home Depot.
So Eureka wins the whole thing. She wins the whole goddamn honey. Do you agree with the judges?
I didn't fully agree with her win if we're going based off of just looks. But I guess as a combination, she did do very well in the challenge, and she did do well on the runway.
With that said, you know, at the bottom too, we have Monet and Mayhem. Once you do the math, it's like, okay, not so strong on the runway, but really powerful in the challenge.
Correct.
And the same with Monet. What do you think?
Drag Race is a competition of not just giving looks, as we see now.
Right.
And being able to, like you said, you know, do improv and act and be funny and not just give a look. It's so important.
Are you surprised that Vixen wasn't at the bottom?
I think she was funny enough in her challenge, and I think her runway look was strong.
I think that look saved her,
She
though.
was very safe.
So we see Monet Exchange and Mayhem, the M&Ms, at the bottom too.
Who would have known that those red M&Ms would just get you at the bottom, girl?
Honey. Let's talk about Mayhem's performance in this lip sync. I thought she did a good job.
I thought it was a little lackluster. I've seen her turn it out way harder, and especially when Miss Thing on the side of her was doing all this extra. And
Monet was ripping everything off and tearing herself apart and spray painting her hair and getting crazy, but she stayed.
Correct.
She stayed.
Correct.
So something must be there within Monet that wasn't seen in Mayhem. I want to know who's your front runner. Pick two.
Who am I rooting for?
Yeah, who you're rooting to. Pick two.
I have to say I'm rooting for the Vixen just because she's from Chicago.
Okay.
And I gotta support my hometown girls. And I've
Fair
just literally
enough.
seen that little bitch grow from a baby drag queen to being on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I definitely would have to say I'm also rooting for Eureka. Drag means a lot to her. And I don't think it's just drag for either Vixen or Eureka. And I see that passion kind of coming out, and I like that.
Eureka is definitely at the top for me.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was going to be the case at
Sure.
first, but this is that point in the competition
Yeah.
where we're seeing a lot of the surprises. Gia, it is always a magnificent moment when we spend time together. I love you so much. It's time for us to say goodbye. And I want to thank everybody watching. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Pit Stop. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Adios.
Hey, squirrel friend! When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.